Canada. In blue, the female national team representing Sweden. In white, the female national team representing Spain. Players, get ready.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first game of the day. We have Sweden in blue and Spain in white, both female national teams here going at each other, last game of the groups. I think Sweden is clearly the favorite in this pool, in this game. Spanish women lost against Austria so far. Sweden also secured second place with the help of Norway, tied against Norway, and then Norway beat Denmark, so their only objective is to win. They don't have to get any specific amount of points, so Spain on ball. out. Back in possession. Set scrum. Sweden now trying to move forward into the Spanish corner. Picked off by Spain. Spanish doing a really good job here, holding the Swedish players off, away from the basket. Corio picked off the ball. Called the ref choking against Sweden. Now free throw for Spain. Spain in possession of the ball in the middle of the pool. Just trying to cycle through their own players, but good effort by Sweden, picking off the ball, going for fast break. Over to the other side, 1 versus 1, goalkeeper not in position, holding her back. And she didn't even move in onto the basket, which was still empty, turned around. Just securing the ball for her team. And there we have the first score of the day. Nearly on the empty basket. Goalkeeper could save last second, but then again Sweden with the good attack. 2 players underneath the pool, and the score for Vilma Tien. Well done by her. Spain back in possession, middle of the pool, being attacked by Sweden immediately. 2 forwards going at it. Spain can hold on to the ball, moves forward. Go back and forth. Move in onto the Swedish basket. Back and forth and now by Lamadem. Trying to go in, defender in place, forward. Nielsen trying to get the ball out, has to stop. Again, Spain doing a good job moving in and out, keeping Sweden in their own half, and now ball taken over by Sweden. Yet again recovered for Spain. Self scrum. Found somebody underneath her, probably could toss the ball out. And of course, trying to move forward. Spain doing a good job, holding them back, keeping them in the middle of the pool. Sweden Long surface scrum there in the middle of the pool, nearly a minute of scrumming. You can see Sweden now pushing the bulk into the corner of Spain, trying to force them onto the basket, giving them a little bit more breathing room to set up their game plan.
The Spanish team needs desperately a win over Sweden. Let's remember that they played last game against Austria and they lost 2-0.
Yeah, so I would say Spain are not favored here in this game against Sweden. Already one score behind. I mean, trying to get forward. So far, one score is not the worst, but against a team like Sweden, who are very comfortable defending again against Norway to begin with, keeping an even score against Norway, it's going to be hard for Spain to break through their defense. But so far, they're doing a really good job, just moving the ball, keeping them in their own team, keeping Sweden from playing too much around the Spanish basket.
Thomas, is this score right? Sweden against Austria yesterday, the Swedish lost 7-8.
No, it's I think it was 6-0.
6-0.
7-8 would have been a ridiculous result. No, I think it was 6-0 for Sweden. 6 or 8. Even. So Sweden did a really good job against Austria yesterday. Now free throw for Sweden, apparently.
So the Swedish has had a tie with Denmark in the first day on Sunday.
Then they had a tie against Norway, yes.
Yeah.
And since Norway beat Denmark, Sweden is in comfortable second. And now moving in against Spain again, and nice attack from the left side. The goalkeeper being in position. Now two players moving in. Pass to the left. In the back end. Easy execution. Textbook on the water rugby. Two players underneath the basket. There's a second score for Sweden, so that was number 11, sorry. Maria Wittberg. But I think the ref table got it wrong, because she was giving the assist, not the score, but okay. Spain trying to move forward again. Schätzing Sweden won 7-0 against Austria, yes. Sweden back in possession, moving forward. Johnson being stopped a little bit.
Empty basket.
Empty basket and just nice move. Swimming over the defender and just tossing it in from above. Well done by her. Good play. There, just going over.
The defender should have gone on the basket.
The goalkeeper should have been in position.
And the goalkeeper should have been in the position, that's for sure.
Yes, so 3-0 for Sweden, and now Spain is wide open. They did a very good job in the first couple of minutes holding them at bay, but I think now Sweden just picking up the pace a little bit. Drop down, recovered by Sweden, already moving in. Usually see a very clear pattern by Sweden. They keep the ball quite far back, try to gather 3 to 4 players, give them 2 to 3 seconds to breathe, and then they all dive down together. There we go. 3 players around the basket, 1 underneath, defender in place. Can hold on to the ball. No, being stripped off.
Number 3, Elia Santa Maria.
Already been taken away.
Supported by her
by
teammate Patricia de la Vega.
Ball dropped. Carlson keeping it for the team. Somebody to pass to. Pass backwards. See then moving in, taking away the defense position. Could be 2 quick passes. Which, yeah, well done. Swam in, pass to the left. Couldn't hold on to the ball. Very good situation for Sweden initially. Misplayed it a bit themselves. Didn't get a good grip, but now
1 against 1.
moving back in from above, trying to screw herself under the goalkeeper. Well done by her. Ball being stripped to the left. Rio trying to move forward for Spain, being stopped in the middle of the pool. Carlson. Falcon. Spain now trying to swim forward. Getting a little bit of space, but have to play very near to the surface to have somebody to pass to here during the last seconds.
Giovanna Bautista, the ball, trying to build up the attack, Spaniard.
Oh, nicely here, passing down, but broken up by the defender. Jansson passing forward. Ball dropped down to her teammate. Rydberg. Boas, and we can see the Spanish defenders quite often hanging on the back of the Swedes, but not being able to get to the ball properly. Sweden still in possession, moving in, trying to get a grip on the court from above, but doesn't have anybody to pass to. We're back. So fighting in place behind her. Recovered by Spain, but immediately being attacked. Last round. Call by the deck ref.
Timeout.
Timeout by Spain. 3-0, 3 minutes to go in the first half. Timeout for Spain, so quite a long stretch now where Sweden wasn't really able to gather enough players to move in efficiently. They had 1 or 2 good chances, well defended by Spain. So pretty similar game as to the Austrian game yesterday, whereas against Austria, Sweden was awarded 3 penalties. Yeah, let's just leave it like that. There was a bit of reviewing going on afterwards, let's just say it like this. So 3 regular goals today in the beginning for Sweden, well played by them. And now a free throw, I think, for Spain. And yes, the game going quite as much as we expected it to go. So Sweden, the clear favorite in the game after the games that we've seen so far from them. Also going to be interesting how Denmark is going to fare in the next game afterwards against Austria. Denmark has to win, otherwise they're going to be relegated down to the lower brackets.
And they should be playing the first of the other group, right? If they are on the third position.
If they're on the third position, they have to play the second of the other group, and then they have to play the first of the other group. Okay. So we have one more game to play. So the first seeds get a bye round. Having a bit of 1 day more of recovery. Ooh, good pass. Being picked off. Etienne, ball dropped down. And see initially Carlsen now moving forward. Might go all, oh, a bit too far away. Wittberg should have taken a couple more swings with the Finns. Now Sweden moving in with 3 players onto the Spanish basket. Basket stolen away immediately. Oh, she tried to pass the ball backwards, but the goalkeeper could get her hands on. Well done, her. So good defense by Spain over the last minutes, keeping Sweden away. Been open for a fast break, but was cleared in a 1v3 situation by the goalkeeper. Continue every now and then trying to get players onto the Swedish basket. Maybe moving in, get an opportunity to do or two to score. Sweden, stable defense, not really threatened so far.
The Spanish team is playing the last game of the day against Denmark.
Yeah.
At 6 p.m.
Spain has 2 games today, same as Austria. It's a rough days for the team when you have to play 2 games in a World Championship at the same day. Usually very exhausting, you need to get a lot of rest in between. Pass picked off by Berggren. Öberg, Nordström moving in, goalkeeper not in position, just a defender. Moving in from above, just tossing the ball in behind head. Try to stop her before she can reach the basket, but the Swedish player, taller and stronger than the Spanish goalkeeper, just moving on. Goalkeeper couldn't get a hand on the ball, so
4-0 to Sweden.
4-0 to Sweden. Goal for Janne Nordström.
We have 20 seconds left on the first half of the first game of the day.
Let's see if Sweden will try to push through and score one last time. If Spain can hold on. It seems 10 seconds in the middle of the pool. Actually potential for Sweden to just break through, but I think they are content with the comfortable 4-0 leads they have played for in the first half. Now Sweden clearly showing that they're favored in this game. Very fair first half. Barely any fouls, and well done by both teams. Spain defending well over long stretches of the game, and then Sweden showing their physical dominance and just breaking through with players one by one and swarming the goal and then scoring.
I'm seeing a more structured defense by the Spanish team.
They have upped their game a little bit. They have played rather well against Austria. Austria was a little bit surprised on how well they were defending during the game. Was a very even game against Austria, going back and forth, but in the end Austria could pick up the win.
2-0, right?
2-0, yes. And now halftime, and we'll be back in 4 minutes. Hi ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the first game of today, 2023 Underwater Rugby World Championship here in Montreal, Canada. 15 seconds to go in halftime. It's Sweden versus Spain. Sweden in blue, Spain in white. 4-0 lead for Spain. Sweden being 4-0 lead for Sweden, sorry, being the favorite in this game, coming to the game having drawn against Norway and Denmark, and by help of Norway they have secured second place in the group. Norway beat Denmark yesterday.
So are Swedish first?
No, Sweden second.
Sweden is second.
Norway's
Norway's
first.
first.
Norway's first.
Okay.
Norway beat Denmark yesterday in the afternoon.
Can you explain us what is the mechanics of this tournament?
So you have round robin first, but I think might be a score here for Sweden. Yeah, score for Sweden first. Spain not being in position properly, just a fast break for Sweden, going through the 2-3 players, moving in. You can see them being faster and physically stronger. No goalkeeper in place, and there's the score for Sweden. Well done by them. And RR31 number 91 for Sweden with the goal. So yeah, the tournament as it functions is you have two groups with 5 teams each in this World Championship, same for men and women. Then you compete for points in the group stage.
That we call Robin.
Round robin. Then you have points delivered, 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, 0 points for a loss. At the end of the round robin, if there's a tie, it will be scored by goal difference, so teams have to score a lot on the lower tier brackets, which makes for very explosive games sometimes when the top tier teams are playing against lower tier teams. And after round robin, the first seeds get a bye day, not a bye week in this case, bye day. And then you have crossing games where third seeds play against second seeds, then the third seeds play against the first seed of the other group. And the fast break for Sweden secures the 6th goal. And yeah, so just a fast break from the middle of the pool, well done by them, just ripping the ball out. 3 players scoring, and we can see Spain, their defense now crumbling quite a bit, having no goal. I think they just want to try to score a goal on Sweden by every measure they can. Don't care about how many goals they get scored on, they just want to have the ball on the Swedish side. Alien Strand for Sweden. Just want to have the ball on the Swedish side, go through.
It is great to see like one of those new teams to score against one of the pioneers. I see that Australia scored against
Sweden.
Yes. That's great.
And yeah, then there's a semi-final, a quarterfinal, semi-finals, and finals, just like in every regular tournament, to finish up what we said before. And yeah, especially the new teams, it's very hard to score in underwater rugby against a stronger team. It's not like in soccer or other sports where you can just shoot the ball in from afar. So in underwater rugby, it's usually until you're able to play for a draw against a team, you usually are not able to score against another team.
Yeah.
So losses in underwater rugby, especially those going above 3 to 4 scores, are usually very one-sided games in terms of who's playing on the offense and who's defending. Yet again, another fast break for Sweden, ball recovered on their own side, well done by them again, ripping the ball out, going all the way. Kajsa passing forward to Sofie Uppberg, and Uppberg going all the way. Yeah, we can see Spain doesn't even bother to have a goalkeeper back at this point. Yeah, it all players forward. Yeah, so in underwater rugby, you wouldn't consider it a blowout either. I mean, there are blowout games like we saw in Denmark play 30-0 against Spain. But usually you start to be competitive by being able to defend your own basket as well as you can. And as soon as you're able to have the underwater presence, because the sport highly depends on how long you can stay underwater efficiently and how often you can repeat the process, as soon as you are able to defend efficiently to keep an opponent's team from scoring, which also is getting more physical at this point in time. Teams are not teams in the early days relied more on fast swimming and fast breaks, whereas teams right now, they're bulking up quite a lot, they're physically stronger, and they're in peak athletic shape. But Sweden again, a nice play by her, just Wilma Tien picking up the ball in the middle of the pool, going for a quick dip on the surface, breathing once, going back down. And you can see the goalkeeper was going up with her rather than going straight to the basket, trying to stop her. Yes. So yeah, underwater rugby, and on the men's side specifically, has become extremely physical during the last years. But also on the female side, we can see Colombia, we can see Germany. We have all the Nordic teams who are bulking up quite a lot and becoming physically stronger.
They have.
And also upcoming teams like Australia, they have been training a lot. And what they lack in experience, they have shown that they certainly have made up for in physical strength and stamina during the last years, which allows them to compete a bit against the top teams, having good results against top teams. Spain trying to move forward. We can see they just want to score. They send everybody forward, trying to get players in. Going a bit left and right.
You see how they are adding players in the attack, the Spanish team.
Yeah, but we can also see the little imprecise passes that allows the Swedish players to pick the ball off.
Sometimes those imprecise passes are due to a lack of conditioning. Sometimes you lack the conditioning to swim that last meter that you have to swim to do a better pass.
Also strength and upper arm strength and upper body strength. The ball is quite heavy, so you have to lean into the pass and have upper body mass and also strengthen your upper body. And if, for instance, your wrists are faulting, then the pass will break up, the pass will go not as far as you want it to be. So you have to have very stable and precise movements to pass efficiently, and this is mostly managed by having upper body strength. And we see it, especially, we've seen it for a long time, when Molde started doing it and Norwegians started doing those long 2 to 3 meter passes. But now Sweden again moving forward, double pass from left to right, outplaying the Spanish goalkeeper, just moving through. Jen with a nice pass to Casalilia. I think there's a Spanish timeout. Yeah, Spanish timeout. So 9-0 for Sweden against Spain. Spain opening up the game defensively.
Trying to score.
Just trying, yeah, they're just trying to score.
The first goal of the tournament for them.
Trying to practice their offensive plays.
Which is not a bad thing though, because you come to a tournament and it is good for your team to explore all the facets, all the everything in the game, and they've been playing the defense for the last 3 games. So this is a learning process for these teams, for these new teams.
Especially if you're not competing for the top spots, you have to seize the opportunity to play on a top level like this. You don't get the opportunity every day. Spain trying to move forward. You can see an issue they have is they're spacing out so much. They need to stick closer together to be able to pass around, to have players available to move in. Had to draw the game all the way to the left side, to the open side of the pool. good job keeping possession of the ball. Down. Trying to move in, trying to have players at the basket, trying to push players off. On the ball. Unprecise pass and immediately picked off by a Swedish defender. Let's see Sweden go it for another fast break. And we then moving in, gets the 1 versus 1, 1 versus 2. Can't move up the goalkeeper properly. We've seen it times again that on the female side, players have a little bit of trouble lifting up goalkeepers from the basket, and we've seen some players here for Colombia, Germany, and Norway who are doing it very efficiently by having little tricks, moving the player not all the way up, but just removing them far enough so they get punched the ball in. You don't have to shove somebody off the goal entirely. You just need enough space for the ball to move in. So
it's a quite difficult task to remove completely the goalie from the basket and pull it up. So I can see the the difference. Just shifting enough the goalie to make the space.
Sweden moving in again from above. Spain doing a good job defending now. Spain back in possession of the ball, moving to the middle. Might go straight for the basket. But defender and forward there. Quite often, I mean, you have the dollar signs in your eyes, like you can see in the comic movie. You see a basket open, you just want to go in. But losing the ball in a situation like this, and then having to get it back as a team. But yeah, they managed to keep it in this case. But losing, oh, well done there, a good attack, but yet again, we'll see a little bit of the size difference between the Swedish goalkeeper and the Spanish forward. So yeah, if you lose the ball in a situation like this, it can be very annoying for your team to have to recover it after spending a lot of time defending, getting a chance to keep the ball within your own team for once, and then somebody is just trying to go for the 1v1. Now Sweden moving in again with 4 players.
I don't know, I would have gone for the basket if I was that Spaniard player.
Yeah. By going for the basket as a goalkeeper and just laying on top of the basket, you at least give your team a chance to move in and defend in the last second. But by going for the player, and by now knowing that there are a lot of other players from Sweden usually moving in as well, and they can pass the ball around. So 4 minutes to go, second half. Sweden in a very decisive 10-0 lead against Spain. Spain just wants to play forward, maybe trying to score once in this game or even during this tournament. And depending on where they end up, they might have the game against Canada on the female side, who most certainly will take last place in the other group.
Yeah. So they still have a chance to compete for the eighth place.
They still have a chance. They can play. So if they get fifth in this group, they have to beat the fourth of the other group, and then they are able to play for. I think they even have a chance to play for fifth and sixth,
fifth to eighth place. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a long stretch to go from all the way from the bottom back up
To the fifth position. Yeah.
to the fifth position. Spain, good recovery. Sweden was already underneath the goalkeeper. Managed to cover the ball, moving forward.
Vamos España, últimos 2 minutos.
See Spain just trying to hold on to the ball in a Swedish half, but Sweden sending the forwards out, defenders moving out immediately. And it's not only strength, it's also conditioning. It's playing a very crucial part. Johansson moving in from above, trying to position the ball underneath the goalkeeper's back. Can push it down. Forwards in position though. Having a grip onto the ball carrier. 1 minute to go. Spain moving forward. Try to move in, but moving in too slowly, and Alfredsson doesn't have any problem, any issue. They're just going in, picking off the attacker. 22 seconds to go. Wien in the middle of the pool, looking for a pass. Players offering opportunities behind her. You want to be forward. Looking back is rather difficult in underwater rugby. You have to swim into the field of vision. 3 seconds to go, 2 seconds to go, scoring opportunity, but close, but not close enough.
First.
So 10-0, first game of today, Sweden versus Spain. Sweden coming to this game being the clear favorite from the last games that we've seen so far. And
great effort by the Spanish team.
good effort. We've seen them opening up in the end, just wanting to score. And we will be back with the next game, Austria versus Denmark.
And before that, we have an interview.
Yep.
Stay tuned.
I have here with me from Sweden. Hi. Can you tell us your name and your position? It was a very strong game. Well done. How did it feel going into the second half, knowing that you have a strong lead?
Well, it's all so it felt good.
And how did the previous games, you played Austria, Norway, and Denmark, how did that prepare you for this game today?
It prepared us very well, I would say. We have been analyzing the games afterwards and been talking a lot. Yeah, we tried some different things and it worked well.
Speaking of talking, how do you communicate underwater with the team? You obviously do that very well with the teammates. How do you communicate?
I would say that we have been playing together a lot this 6 months. So sometimes you don't even have to, you know what the other person think or where the other person will be in the water because you know the person. So, and of course we communicate by just, doing like this and yeah.
There's a lot of trust and a lot of hand signaling. And lastly, you scored twice in the second half. How does that feel?
It feels good, but we're a team, so we always help each other with all the goals, so yeah.
Thank you very much and best of luck for the rest of the championship. Thank you.
Bueno, tengo otra vez contigo, entonces para la cámara, entonces me regalas otra vez tu nombre, porfa, y tu posición.
Laura Daniela, mi número es el 99 y juego en La Guarda.
Pues mucho gusto, Laura. ¿Y este es tu primer mundial o ya has participado antes?
Es mi primer mundial.
¿Y entonces te gusta?
Súper emocionante, es una experiencia inigualable. Yo creo que no se puede comparar a nada a lo que vivas en el mundo del rugby porque aquí te encuentras a lo mejor de lo mejor.
No, eso es cierto. ¿Y hace rato que juegas rugby? ¿Cómo te llevas entrenando desde hace tiempo? ¿Como que fue desde hace 4 años solamente?
Hace 4 años empecé a jugar rugby y ha sido una experiencia brutal. Yo creo que no lo cambiaría por nada.
Sí, entonces, o sea, ¿te gusta mucho? ¿Lo aconsejarías para dar de cuenta a personas que quieran intentarlo?
Un deporte que cambia vidas. Sí. Te cambia la vida completamente y se lo recomiendo a cualquier persona. Es brutal.
Muy chévere, pues muchas gracias. A mí me gustaría intentarlo, honestamente. Yo lo quiero intentar, sí.
Es delicioso.
No, sí, se ve muy chévere. Y hasta ahora, como todos los partidos que han jugado, porque lo han jugado todos muy bien, o sea, dime tu impresión general, ¿cómo les ha ido en todo?
Creo que la selección femenina española aprender a gozársela, construirse, independientemente de los resultados, cierto que son y saltan a la vista, pero yo creo que estamos disfrutando de cada partido, aprendiendo de cada partido y eso es lo importante.
¿No? Y lo hacen muy bien, de verdad, como que se ve que le meten toda la ficha, están ahí en el juego.
Muchas gracias, de eso se trata.
Muchas gracias. Bueno, pues, y muchas gracias por tu tiempo, de verdad, y gracias por venir a responder las preguntitas, lo aprecio.
Gracias.
Nos vemos.
In white, the female national team representing Austria.
Hello everyone, we have Denmark against Austria.
So, welcome to the next game, Denmark versus Austria. With Denmark in blue, Austria in white. And Denmark being in the position to have to win against Austria here in this game.
Yeah, let's remember they lost against Denmark.
They lost against Norway
Norway.
and tied against Sweden.
Yeah. The Austrian lost 7-0 against Sweden.
Yes, but see, Denmark should be the favorite in this game to win against Austria, but let's see how they can fare. Denmark immediately moving on to the open basket. Defender and goalkeeper in place, but Leila is trying to attack the Austrian goalkeeper. No forward ready immediately. Austria getting possession of the ball. Picked up in the middle of the pool.
Austrian playing white, Denmark playing black.
Yet a good attack from Denmark onto the Austrian basket. Just attacking the head, called by the ref. Ball being handed over to Austria again.
It won't be long for the people on YouTube. We're gonna be we're working on this streaming. It won't be too long.
All right, Austria trying to keep all